Travel to Japan with Trafalgar with everything taken care of. From the must-see icons to exclusive one-of-a-kind experiences, learn local secrets and make deep connections that will bring the best of the land of the rising sun to life, all with the expert guidance of a travel director. Contact your travel advisor or call Trafalgar at 866-513-1995 or visit trafalgar.com/tour Japan. That's TRAFALGAR.com/tour Japan.
With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Who remembers the BJ and Bill show all those years ago on WOLZ? Well, many have said they missed the show, and guess what? They're back. Welcome to the BJ and Bill podcast.
Welcome to BJ and Bill, the podcast, a part of the Podcast Playground Network. This, my friend, Bill Stevens' Age, episode 65, and feeling fine.
I got nothing to add to that. It's all good. It's all good. So yes, and man, 65. Wow, we are just rocking and rolling here. It's awesome. So yeah, it's all good. I got the door open. It's a Monday morning. I'm hoping the lawnmower guys don't come by. We're both sitting here in our black hoodies, and I am very, very jealous. You are wearing a Shaq Fu Radio hoodie, and I don't have one. And I'm very jealous, and I need to talk to the boss about that.
I think probably what happened the day they arrived, I don't know how many he got. I don't know if he got a whole bunch.
Right.
But the day they arrived, which was months ago, I happened to be in Fort Myers.
Oh.
And a big box arrived, and he said, "Oh, got these for the crew." And this was actually, I think, when he was still on the road with Shaq and doing, the Shaq DJ things. And he was
long ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's how old these are.
Oh, wow.
I'm pretty sure it's when he was on the road with Shaq, because they were wearing them at different events then.
Gotcha.
And they came in the mail, and he said, "Here, you might as well have one." And so I didn't deny it. I took it, and I don't wear it that often. I should wear it more often.
Well, I do have to say that before we started our recording, and of course people can't see because we're doing it with a Zoom call and we do it video so we can see each other, but you don't see the video. He had the hoodie up and he didn't have his headphones on before the radio broadcast here. And it looked like the Emperor from Star Wars. It looked like this old ragged face behind the black veil. And I'm like, oh man, all we need is the "Luke, I am your father," which is not the Emperor, but yeah, you get the point. So anyway, pretty funny.
So we haven't spoke since Thanksgiving.
We have not.
Did you do anything special, or what was your Thanksgiving plans? I know you said there wasn't really a whole lot of plans for you. I did invite you to Fort Myers, though.
You didn't invite me to Fort Myers.
I said you could come to Gentry's.
No, you did not.
Yes, play the tape back from last
right.
week.
This is one of those commercials where we drop the red flag and we review the I will go back and listen. You did not invite me. I did see your awesome pictures of like ribs smoking out on the grill and all that, and I was like a little bit jealous over that. Although there was no turkey in the Bill Stevens household other than me. There was no turkey in this house for Thanksgiving, and now our apartment complex did have a little quote unquote Thanksgiving party the night before, and they had a little sliced turkey and some other goodies that, Mrs. Publix provided. But no, other than that, it was a kind of a normal Thanksgiving day. It was a kind of a normal day for me. It was, doing my keto carnivore thing. It was steaks and vegetables and goodies like that. And it was very yummy and I enjoyed it. And I kind of did what normal people do, except I did it by myself. I ate a lot. I watched football and went for a walk and all of that sort of thing. So, but yeah.
We had way too much food, as always. We had the smoked ribs. We had the smoked chicken.
Mm-hmm.
We had turkey.
Mm.
You name it, we had it. We even had, and I can't remember, how do you say it? Dear, if you can hear me, come in here for a second. I need to ask you a question about our Thanksgiving dinner. But I mean, we had everything you can possibly imagine. And something with steak in it. Some fancy name, steak wrapped in some kind of dough. What is it called?
Wait. Beef Wellington.
Yes.
Yes.
I had no idea what it was.
But I'll bet it was yummy.
It wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad.
I'm not.
Okay.
I wasn't into the dough around it, I guess.
Well, it's not dough after it cooks, but I hear you. I get it.
Well, what is it then? I mean, it's wrapped in something.
What does dough turn into when it's after it bakes? That's a good question, and I'm not on the Food Network, so I don't have an answer for that. I don't know.
I think it's cooked dough. It's
yes,
like
it is.
A bread or whatever. It would be
turns
like
into like a crust or a bread or I don't know. Doggone it! Get a food expert on here, which I'm not. So,
but yeah, we even had that.
Awesome.
So it was a good time. But I want you to listen back to the tape.
I will,
because you did say you had nothing. You had nothing, and I said, well, you can come down to Gentry's in Fort Myers, and you must have just let it go over your head like a man will never listen.
That part is true. That part is very true.
I don't know how many times a day my wife will say, you just didn't listen. And 90% of the time she's right.
Yeah, and you turn around and go, what? What, dear? What?
She will tell me things because I get engrossed in television shows.
Oh, you do? Okay.
I am one of those men that cannot multitask. If I'm watching a show, I'm watching the show. If I'm looking at my Facebook and reading something on Facebook, I am giving my complete attention to whatever I am doing.
Right.
And obviously that means the wife is around saying things and doing things that I am oblivious to, and then I get yelled at for not hearing.
I totally understand. Men do not multitask. Well, I mean, as well as women do. Women are way better at multitasking than men are. It's a fact. So
like I tell her, I said, if I am watching TV, if I am on my Facebook, get right in my face and tell me what you want to tell me.
Right.
And then don't yell at me that I didn't hear you, because, it's just very irritating.
And both of you end up cheesed off, and both of you end up frustrated. I get it. I totally get it. So there you go.
now you have a new woman. Do you listen?
Well, of course, I'm in the I'm in the dating stage.
The honeymoon. It's still called the honeymoon, I guess.
It kind of is. Yes, I understand. We're not married, but we're kind of in that honeymoon stage where, yes, we're probably doing a better job of paying attention to each other. Yes, because you want to hear what they have to say. You want to be present for them, as they say in the personal development space. You want to be present for someone, not, you want to be available. And I have a friend who says you want to be bioavailable for somebody. You want to be there, so anyway, yes, I do pay attention. I believe that I do. And I try to be very mindful. Boy, I'm throwing out all these Tony Robbins terms of being present, available, listening, all that good stuff. So yes.
Now,
in fact, she just got back, just to finish that story, she just got back from spending some extended time with her mother in Augusta, Georgia, and she is back in Jacksonville. So we got together yesterday for a totally miserable day in Jacksonville, cold and rainy the entire day. So we went and we did what old people do. We walked the mall.
Oh, that sounds like fun. But did you buy anything?
I didn't. No, she, wait, that's not true. Wait, stop. I did buy something, and I found, and for those of you in Florida, for those of you listening in Florida, you know who Belk is, Belk store. And they had a nice Belk store. We went to the Avenues Mall, south side of Jacksonville. Very nice.
I know exactly where you're talking about.
That's where we were. Big, beautiful, very nice, decked out mall for Christmas. Plenty of people, but not ridiculous. It was nice. It was very nice. So anyway, Belk had big boys jeans on sale. So I bought myself a pair of jeans, which I haven't done in 2 years. I haven't had a new pair of jeans. So I'm excited.
I got a pair of jeans. Well, up here, we finally just had a Costco open.
Oh, cool.
But when we lived in Fort Myers, I always bought Costco jeans.
Mm-hmm.
And then we moved up here and I needed, I saw a really neat pair of jeans that would fit me.
Right.
At BJ's. So I only have Costco and BJ jeans.
Of course.
So I don't know what other jeans are like.
Well, this was the Belk House brand as well. And it's not a Levi's. It's not a, Lucky brand. It's not anything fancy like that, but they're comfy and they fit. And the other jeans that I had that I still wear are 2 years old. And I'm proud to say I've lost a few pounds between then and now, and they are just plain too big. So these are much improved. So I'm happy. I'm a happy camper. And they were on sale for really cheap. So yay.
Yeah, that's what I like about Costco and BJ jeans. They usually end up being, pretty not bad.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Coincidence? I think not. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere, even at 30,000 feet. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
No purchase necessary. VGW. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
We don't have a Costco in Gainesville, and I have heard more people going, WTF, what's going on here? Why don't we have, because we got a Sam's Club and we got, all that, but there's no Costco in Gainesville.
Now, see, you would think in a market like that, you would have a Costco, but college kids can, they can, maybe college kids aren't into Costco as much as us older generation. I don't know what the population is. I know, average during school's session would definitely be much younger.
Oh, yeah.
But, overall, I lived in Williston for a while.
Right.
Worked at a country radio station there for about a year.
Right.
And I don't know. I'll tell you what, once you move in to anywhere in that area in Gainesville, it becomes like Gator City.
Yes.
Every store, every restaurant seems like somewhere there's a Gator theme somewhere within arm's length. You can go into the dentist and you can go, my dentist loves the Gator shirt. I mean, that's what it's like if you go to, and I don't know. I remember I lived in Lafayette also, which is, not really, West Lafayette is where Purdue University is. But when I lived in Lafayette, it was kind of the same thing, but everything there is kind of like Purdue, but you can still run into a lot of IU stuff. But in Gainesville, it's all Gators all the time.
All Gators all the time. And you are right about that. Now, and you mentioned whether or not like the warehouse play. It's been my experience that the warehouse, that my Sam's Club, not so much with the college kids. It's more of the working adult type, families and stuff like that. Now, in the shopping center near here, where the Walmart and the Sam's Club are like across the street from each other, so you can see the difference. And it just so happens, and I think I've mentioned this before here on the show, that my Walmart, the Walmart that I go to, is also the closest one to campus. So do not, capital letters, do not go to Walmart after dinner, because all the kids are out of class and they're doing their shopping, and it's wall to wall young people at Walmart after 5 o'clock.
So how far are you away from the campus?
I mean, mileage, 7-8 miles.
Oh, you're a ways away from it then.
Campus is so big. It covers a big chunk of downtown, kind of on the west side, from the center, from Main Street, which is the north-south main drag. It kind of starts there and goes mostly to the west and I'm west of downtown. I'm thankfully a little, but I did that on purpose. I mean, I chose the apartment that I'm in to be a little ways, because thankfully there's no students here. Now there's my upstairs neighbor is a performing arts associate professor, and they're wonderful people, but thankfully not a lot, no students that I know of. Well, I shouldn't say no, but very few. So anyway, to finish my story, if you're going to Walmart, you got to go during the day. If you go during the day, you're fine. It's adults. If you go after hours, it's kids and it's packed. So
Now,
you got to know that.
Now, see, we have another problem where we are like on the edge of the whole Disney experience.
Yes.
So if we go, we're on 27. If you know Florida, we're actually in Claremont, but we're south of Claremont, kind of near Four Corners. If you know Four Corners, that's 192, which takes you into Disney.
Right.
So there are like two different Walmarts we could go to. There's actually three, thank God, but there's two that we could go to.
Right.
Where you don't want to go, and it's not college kids, it's tourists.
Of course. And so just like the college campus stores, everything is probably Disney at those Walmarts.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, where they have, they have a sporting goods, section, technical technology. Right. They have a Disney section.
There you go. Yeah.
And it is full. It's got teddy bears. It's got shirts.
Oh,
it's got stuffed animals. It's got it all.
Yeah. See, now my Walmart has and it's not a big one. Well, I don't know that. I mean, my Walmart has a gator section, of course.
Yes.
Gator towels and, gator pillows, gator, ice chests, everything. So yeah, I get it. I totally get it. So yeah, there you go.
But if we go up to Claremont, which is kind of north of where we actually live, our address is Claremont, but you go north and then, you're free of all, you seem like you kind of break away from the so-called touristy, because you can walk into the Walmart, which is which I would call the tourist district.
Right.
You can be there for 10 minutes. And not that this is a bad thing, but you can hear every language spoken. And I mean, every language, not just Spanish. I mean, every language spoken, in a 10-minute visit.
Right.
To the Walmart that's,
near Disney.
Yeah. Disney Alley, I would say. Yeah.
Disney Alley. Love that. Have you now, I know you and your wife are big Disney fans, and I know you're annual pass holders and all that. When was the last time you were there?
We don't go much in the summer, even though we're allowed to.
Right.
Because we're old and I hate heat. I mean, I like it when it's warm.
Right.
But when it's like, 100 degrees and humidity at 98%.
Not so fun.
It's not fun going to Disney.
No.
So we haven't went a whole lot during the summer. And now that it's starting to cool off, which is almost too cool to go today.
Yeah.
I see us going, because before we went about once a week.
Wow.
We'd vary the parks and, the time,
right.
Sometimes we might only go for 2 to 4 hours.
Sure. Just to see one or two things. I love that about being a pass holder. And I've never done that, but I love the idea of that, to be able to just go and, all right, we want to just go and see this thing or ride this ride or do this. So here's why I asked, though. And because of all the, I don't want to get into that part of it, but of all the politics, of all the stuff that's been going on between Disney and the state of Florida and all that, I have heard that the crowds are down. And I was just going to see if you can confirm or deny those rumors.
I don't know if I would actually confirm them, but I will say this. I know, but just by, reading what I read, the numbers are down.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's as political. I know political has something to do with it.
Yeah.
Not a lot, because I do know some strong right-wing people that are really into Disney still.
Oh, really?
I know some that are like, oh, I wouldn't step foot in there if you give me $1 million, But I mean, there are still those Disney fanatics that were Disney fanatics before politics fell into it.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say most of them, I don't know. I would say a good chunk are still, if they were before, they still are
Gotcha.
Disney fanatics. I don't think they like, oh my God, all of a sudden I can't support these people anymore.
Right.
I know there's obviously some, but I think it's the economy. I don't, because you can't go to, if you're not a pass holder, and even if you're a pass holder, we get free parking, we get free admission to the parks. And if we still don't walk out spending, $20, $30 each visit, I'll eat my hat.
Sure. You mean just between, popcorn and drinks and stuff like that, of course, right?
Yeah. And then, it seems like the wife has to go to the concessions like, oh, these are new. I have to have them. I'll tell you what, a Disney person is a lot like an Apple fanatic. They have to have the newest
right
and coolest new thing that comes out. Like they have popcorn buckets. A popcorn bucket that's shaped in some odd, weird Disney character or some weird, holiday,
right,
something. And it's like, oh my God, I've got to have one of these. I've got to get to Disney so I can get this bucket. It's a collector's bucket.
Of course. Of course it is. You're right. By the way, you're right. Now, there are fanatics or whatever you want to call them, super fans for all kinds of things. I mean, but Disney and Apple are probably two of the best examples of that. I know people, that every year the new iPhone 13, 14, 15 comes out and they're in line that day to get the new phone. Is there anything wrong with your old phone? No, it's just not the newest one. Got to have it. And so I understand that. I do. The only difference being with Apple is there's not as many new things, but when they come out, they're a lot of money, $1,000 for a phone, $2,000 for a computer or whatever. So I get it. But now on your hand, of course, they're literally $10 and $20 their way through your paycheck.
I think they love pass holders. Yeah, we'll give them a little bit of it. We'll give them a little bit of a discount, but they'll come back like every week or at least once a month, and they'll spend. Oh my God, that's new. That's a new shirt. Oh my God, that's
totally.
It's insane. My wife and my daughter both know what the latest and newest T-shirt or whatever is, and I'll be damned if they're not saying, "Get it." Well, if you see it, get it for me. If you see it, get it for me. It's like. So not only do they go in and buy one, they buy two.
Right. They don't buy one for BJ. They don't.
Well, because BJ doesn't go, oh, I need one of those.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. Good.
BJ's the one who goes, why in the hell do you need that?
Another popcorn bucket.
How many popcorn? You can only eat one bucket at a time. Why do you need 25 popcorn buckets? I'm going to have my wife in here in a minute. If you see a gun, if you see a gunfire or a knife go into my back during this conversation, you will know what happened.
Well, it will fortunately be caught on videotape, not for the listening audience, but I will see it, and the rest of the world, I will be able to have that video to release to the proper authorities, shall we say, when they investigate the murder of BJ Odom.
If you didn't know any better, you would think my wife and daughter were married to Mickey himself.
Oh, right.
But
and I'm sure there's lots and lots and lots of people like that.
My daughter who teaches in school,
right?
She has like about 4 friends that she, in the same school or in the same teaching circle,
right?
And they're all the same. Oh, if you see it, get it. Oh, if you see it, get it. Oh, if you see it, get it. And it's like. So when one goes, the other one will actually call the other one and go, I saw this. You have it yet? You need it? Oh, yeah. It's
that was
crazy.
A good Mickey Mouse voice, by the way. That was a good Mickey Mouse voice. So yeah, all right. So they're making So in other words, their marketing department is doing its job.
Yes.
It's getting people in the park, even if they're pass holders. Come on down. We love you. Buy something.
And let me give another little, I don't want to get political here, but for the political people that are against so much Disney World because it's become a political, punching bag.
Yeah.
You do not pay taxes in Florida, as far as employment tax. There's so many taxes you do not pay Because you know what? The people at Disney give so much money to the state of Florida from taxable revenue that they are the last person in all of Florida you should be angry at.
Right. You should be loving them. Yes, because they are paying the bills.
If you did not, if Disney was not here, there's probably a good chance you would be paying state taxes.
And Orlando would still be the cow town that it used to be.
Yeah, there'll be nothing but orange. Well, I don't know. It might be condos by now, but
might
yeah.
Yeah. So I get it. And I don't really understand. I know our dear governor, and again, we don't want to get political, but I know our dear governor has his problems with Disney and all of that, but you gotta, what do they say? You gotta know what side the bread is buttered on, or whatever that old cliche is. You just gotta, who's making you the money here? Come on. I get it. So.
Well, my wife one day was in Hobby Lobby. And sometimes they carry like Disney mats, and they carry some Disney products. So my wife is in there in Fort Myers, actually, because she was looking for the Disney. Because when these things come out, like in wherever they come out,
right?
Aldi's, Hobby Lobby or whatever,
right?
Home Goods. When they come out in the Orlando area, they are gone within hours.
The Disney stuff.
Yeah, because there's so many Disney fanatics.
Okay.
So she was in Fort Myers looking for a particular, I think it was a mat or something. And so she was looking in there, and some old snooty lady go, "Oh my God, are you looking for Disney stuff?" And my wife said, "Yes." She goes, "You must be one of them."
See, look at that. Is that the dumbest thing ever? Period. Dumbest period thing, period, ever, period. It is. I'm sorry. I'm just going to come right out and say it. If you're judging somebody as a person by the fact that they like or don't like Disney stuff, you got other things to look at in your life, my friend. I mean, in the immortal words of so many others before me, can't we all just get along? I mean, really.
It's crazy.
I know. And I don't, not problem. I don't want to talk about problems, but I kind of will say, I don't see it getting any better. And by we, I mean, this quote unquote United States of America is so divided on anything, whether it's your football team or whether you love Disney or whether you're a vegan or a carnivore. We are so divided on stuff. And the problem is not that we're divided. The problem is that we end up hating the other people, the other side. And we can't just say, I mean, football teams are probably the best. It's like, okay, your team's playing my team. Cool. Hope it goes well for you, but I hope we win. And at the end of the day, hopefully you're still friends. I mean, and I thought of that because this weekend was, for you college football fans, was the Ohio State-Michigan game. The game. I mean, Ohio State and Michigan can lose every game on their schedule, but if it comes to that game, you damn well better win that game at the end of the year. And because I have a cousin in Columbus, Ohio, and she is the biggest Ohio State, freak that I know. And I'm sure, again, like Disney, there's probably a million of them. But again, at the end of the day, it's over and we go about our lives. And but on some things, we just draw a line and it turns to this anger and this hate for the other side. And it's like, that's not the way it's supposed to work. That's not how it's supposed to work. And I don't see an answer for it. I don't know. I got off a little philosophical.
Well, I'm not nearly as political as I used to be.
Right.
I was pretty political at one time, but I've just got to the point now I'm tired of all of them.
Yeah, me too.
But what I used to comment on people's, Facebook post. And, a world war would start on a Facebook post.
Yep.
And so I will have my phone and I will see something that goes, "Oh," but I won't.
Good. Thank you.
I do not allow myself to. Now I can hit that little X that will X out that particular post. But as much as I might want to every now and again comment on some person, what I believe is a very stupid remark.
Right.
I just leave it alone.
Yes. Good for you. And if more people did that, so much the better, you know? And I've done, and this has nothing to do with politics. This has on a YouTube video, like I'll be watching somebody talk about something on a YouTube video or something like that. And it may not, like I said, it may not even be politics. It might just be, this is the best iPhone gadget I've ever used or whatever, or the best app or whatever. It doesn't matter. If I have a different opinion, I make sure I'm super nice about it, because I've done that. I'll come back and I'll say, just watched your video on, your favorite iPhone app. With all due respect, or I'll say, I'm going to respectfully disagree with your opinion. And that's been okay. I've gotten some, nice, and I'm no one's ever come back hating on me for that, which, okay, thank you. Good. Got it. But you're right. There's so many posts on Facebook or Twitter or whatever, where it's like, I'm typing it out and I'm going to just cancel it.
Yeah, I've done that before too. Like nope, I'm not. Nope.
I am not hitting send on that one. No.
And sometimes too on Facebook, you will post something that as you're posting it, it's not political at all. Not even meant to be what, but then somebody will say, well, if Trump, it's like, what does that got to do with what I do?
Right.
I don't, I hate to post my opinion, but there's a lot of stupid people out there. I said it.
You said it. I'm happy for you. Here's the problem. They don't think they're stupid. They think they're right, and you're the idiot. It just is. Sorry. And there's the whole issue to the whole thing right there, is that everybody is absolutely positively convinced that they are right, you are wrong. Not only are they right, they are the word of God, and you are an idiot for saying what you just said. And there's no in between. There's no, oh, okay, that's an interesting thing for you to say. I get it. I hear you. But no, we're not going to do that. You're an idiot. You're a jerk. You are the scum of the earth for saying something as silly as, I like cream with my coffee.
You know where that coffee came from? That coffee came from people who, who voted for that coffee company. You know how much money they give to the party of their, oh my God.
That's it. That's it right there. That's it. How do we, all right, BJ Odom, I mean, we've pretty much nailed the problem. How do we fix this?
I don't know.
How do two old guys ranting on the radio fix this?
I will tell you this: when I see somebody is, boycotting some company because of their political views, I have posted on that. I go, I do not boycott companies because of political views. I boycott companies because their product or their service sucks. Then I will boycott
Right. No, I understand.
I'm not if you don't lean right, you can still like Chick-fil-A.
I love Chick-fil-A and I don't lean that right, but I hear you. I do a little bit, but okay, I get it.
And I guess I don't know who, but whatever,
correct.
But to boycott a company because of political views, and you know what? If it's a big company,
right,
chances are not 100% of the people they pay support the same cause. Oh, so if you are boycotting the company,
of course,
and it's a little personal owned business, you also that may be 100% in compliance with what you believe, you're still hurting that person.
I think I hear you. I get it. See, here we are having a discussion. Imagine that. I hear you and I understand what you're saying, but I still think there's room, because there's so many people and so many people doing business and so many companies doing business. I do think there's room for voting with my dollars. If there's two coffee shops next door to each other, which I don't know why they would be, but if there's two pizza joints,
there'll be a Dunkin' and a Starbucks next to each other. There are many places where I have seen that.
And I know for a fact that company A supports a person, a cause, a something that I don't agree with, and I know that company B does support the thing that I agree with, okay, I can vote with my dollars and I can go into the other to the store B and spend my money there. I get that. I'm cool with that. What I don't like is the fact, again, that because, like you said, because company A supports something I disagree with, that company A is evil and should burn in hell and they're just idiots and all of that. No, who cares? Let them do what it for a few more months, for a few more brief, shining months. This is a free country. Vote with your dollars. You don't have to demonize the other side. Just vote with your dollars. There you go. That's my rant for the day. How's that? I know.
We haven't even got into sports yet. And how far are we into the show this week?
And it's halfway over. You're right. We haven't touched on sports, and I have a fun story that I just saw too coming up.
And also, speaking of half over, that means 500, right? If you're looking at a sport, 500, right? They're batting 500. That's halfway, right?
Yeah.
500 is halfway.
50%.
You're even. You're right in the middle.
Yeah.
There's not a team. There's not one team. Let me find my little note in the NFC. Not one team in the NFC South that are at 500.
I know. I heard that.
And the Bucs and the Bucs are next to the bottom of the barrel. There, that's my rant for the day.
And it's a good one. And we will allow BJ Odom to rant more on his favorite football team when we come back. We'll be right back.
It is Ryan here, and I have a question for you. What do you do when you win? Like, are you a fist pumper, a woohooer, a hand clapper, a high fiver? I kind of like the high five, but if you want to hone in on those winning moves, check out Chumba Casino. At ChumbaCasino.com, choose from hundreds of social casino-style games for your chance to redeem serious cash prizes. There are new game releases weekly, plus free daily bonuses. So don't wait. Start having the most fun ever at ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Welcome back from a ranting BJ and Bill, the podcast. I don't know what's going on here, but I am Bill Stevens, and that is BJ Odom. And this is the BJ and Bill podcast, which you can find on Facebook. Leave a nice comment. Just look us up, BJ and Bill podcast. And if you're listening on any of your podcast apps, Spotify, Apple, you name it, go ahead and leave us a nice review over there too. Say something nice for a change. Not for a change. We know you will. We love you. Appreciate it. So there you go. And like you were saying, BJ Odom, we didn't even touch on football. What's going on here? We just got off on a rant there.
And I will accept your thanks.
You go ahead, tell the story.
So I want to watch the Bucs. I am a Bucs fan, even though they suck. I am a Bucs fan. So it told me that CBS, and it also told me that the Paramount app is where, and I have the Paramount app, is where I could go to watch my Bucs. I go to CBS. They're playing this little game between Texas and Jacksonville. And then I go, well, maybe they'll play it on the app. So I go to the Paramount Plus app. They're also playing this little game between the Texans and Jacksonville. So I had to listen to my Bucs on 98 Rock out of Tampa. Thank God you can do that with your little iPhone or whatever. You can listen to, radio stations from outside the area. So I have your game on, the Jackson Jaguars, and I am listening to the Bucs on the radio. And I actually texted Bill and said, man, I can't see my Bucs this week. I got to watch your Jaguars, but I promise I'll root for Texas so they'll win. It worked.
And it worked. And it worked. Uh-oh. Lawnmower guy's coming back. Hang on, I'm going to put you on mute for a sec. Hang on. I'm going to just close the door. I'll edit this.
Oh, don't worry. No one hears the lawnmower guy anyway. You're the only one who does. Heck, I've had things fall off the cabinets in this house and no one hears it. But I said, You don't need to edit this. There's more noise in this house that you never hear, that when I'm hearing it going, oh my God. And then I listen back to the podcast and I don't hear the little lady out there yakking, when she's on her phone. So I don't think we got to worry about your
So anyway, so long story short, BJ Odom texts me and says, I can't find the Bucs game on TV. I will root for the Texans so that your Jaguars win. And they did magically. So I'd like to thank you. All of us Jags fans would love to thank you for your support of the Houston Texans in allowing our Jags to win. And it was a good close game. So there you go. Awesome.
And you know what? It's a wonder they won, because at the end, I'm starting to go, you know what? This is a lot better football than the Buccaneers can give me. Maybe because you mentioned maybe I should switch over,
I'm just saying.
I'm thinking maybe, but nope. I love my Bucs. I'm not leaving them. I don't care how bad they suck, and I don't think they can suck much worse than they do this year.
And they do. And again, we have talked about this before. Everybody thought Baker Mayfield was the guy. Everybody was on board with that, and I still love him. I mean, all those years in Cleveland, he was like, the hero that not quite, he was like almost like the Wile E. Coyote hero. He always had a plan. He always thought he was going to make it. And then he went over the cliff, and he's kind of, I don't know if he's just not getting the support he needs or whatever in Tampa. I don't know. I haven't watched a lot of the games.
All I know is that my Facebook, I do have quite a few Bucs fans on my Facebook. I saw a lot of, fire, 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 coach. And there was actually in the the NFC South, there was a coach. There was a coach fired. Carolina.
Was it this week?
Yep, they let the coach go after the game.
Oh, really? I haven't. I mean, I was with the lady friend in Jacksonville most of the day yesterday, and thank goodness the game wasn't in Jacksonville; it was in Texas, because it would have been, the traffic was nightmarish in Jacksonville with the rain and the chili and the whatever all by itself. And if there had been a football game, it would have been twice as bad. I can't imagine how it would have been, but it would have been even worse. So, yeah. All right. Interesting.
Still not over, but I ain't saying even if they whoever wins the NFC South is not going to win the Super Bowl.
No, but not a chance.
It'd be nice to win it. Win at least, the NFC South.
Right.
And it's still a possibility, but it's razor thin possibility.
And other football news, my Cleveland Browns lost on the road in whatchamacallit in Denver. And I don't know if it was on the road or not. I don't remember because I didn't see it. I was, like I said, I was walking the mall yesterday. So anyway, all of that, all good. So yeah, it's pretty, we're getting down to the wire, and the good teams, the cream is rising to the top, as they say. So who knows?
Well, if you had to pick right now, who do you say is going to win the Super Bowl?
Baltimore. As much as I am not a fan, because they're in the division with the Cleveland Browns. But I watched their game last night. I watched, the Baltimore game last. Now they were playing San Diego Chargers, who are kind of like the Bucs. They're so much potential and so much disappointment. But Baltimore, they look really good. Lamar Jackson is really, he's like Patrick Mahomes level when it comes to running and scrambling and finding guys. He just doesn't have the super cute, fancy throws that Mahomes does. And Kansas City, I think they're on the decline. I think they're on the way out. I mean, it's Patrick Mahomes and it's Travis Kelce. Okay, great. What else you got? Oh, wait, nothing. So,
they have Taylor Swift.
They have Taylor Swift. Yes, they have.
But who knows? By Super Bowl, that could be over.
What's that?
That could be over by Super Bowl time, though.
It could be. Yeah. Oh, the relationship. Yeah. Well, she's in the tour is in South America now. So I'm guessing they're not going to be together anytime soon. So she's on the road making billions and he's on the road making billions. So it's a match made in heaven.
Well, like I said, football is dead to me this season.
Dead. It's dead to you.
And the Warriors still have a chance to come out of it, but they haven't been playing their best. But now my man, Stephen Curry has been
Oh, Steph
playing
Curry.
amazingly.
He
well.
does. He's
Now the rest of the team could, step it up
Yeah.
a little bit. They
Yeah.
still, and I have said this for the last 3 to 4 years, they need a big guy.
Yeah,
They
you're right.
That's what they're missing, and I don't know why they never trade, but I don't know why they never find it. But they're missing a big guy. They could
Yeah.
just find some guy who's 7 foot tall or more. I think they would definitely be championship bound.
Those people are few and far, but those players are few and far between. Good ones, especially, are few and far between. But who knows? Anything's possible. So yeah, they could maybe make. I don't know. You're right though. They don't seem to be wheeling and dealing for that kind of a thing. So I don't know.
Well, last week we talked about a little history.
Yes,
I'm going to do a little history with you, and I'll bet you that your eyes will brighten up when I talk about this subject. Remember back when you and I were children?
Well, we weren't children together, but yes, I remember being a child. Yes,
You remember being a child?
pretty much. Yeah.
You remember, Thanksgiving came and Thanksgiving gone.
Yes.
And what is it that you look forward to so much after Thanksgiving? I bet you I know the answer, even though you can't think of it right now.
I was just going to say, because we didn't at our house, of course, that meant it was time to put up the tree and start decorating after Thanksgiving. But is it something like that or what?
Maybe close.
Okay.
Well, what it means is the Sears catalog would come through the mail. And as a child, Bill Stevens,
Right.
I would spend hours upon hours in the toy section going, I want that. Oh, I'll circle that. I want that.
Right.
As you would try to figure out what you were going to tell Santa
Right.
that you wanted for Christmas.
I remember the Sears catalog. I don't remember that it came this time of year.
I don't know when it came, but when the Christmas edition came,
right,
there was always a big edition, had every toy you can imagine.
Yes.
And that was like your holy Christmas Bible.
Yes, it was. I do exactly remember that process. Absolutely, of paging through it page by page by page. And yes. And they had everything. You could buy a house through the Sears catalog. So yeah, I remember that.
Oh.
And so what is our equivalent now? Because you can go to Amazon anytime. Add to wish list. Click. Add to wish list. Click. Easy.
Yeah,
Easy.
I know. It's too easy.
Too easy. I did say hello to Santa yesterday. I didn't really put in any good words for myself. He was, we were, like I said, we walked the Avenues Mall. And Santa was there, of course, in the center of the mall under the big tree. And we were just literally walking by, a lady friend and I were literally walking by on our way to, I don't know, whatever, Dillard's or whatever. And he was between kids. So he was standing up, kind of stretching a little bit. And we wandered by the entrance and he waved, "Oh, Merry Christmas, you guys." And I'm like, "Yeah, Merry Christmas, Santa." So hopefully his photographic memory, is hard at work there thinking, "Oh, that old man waved back to me. I'll give him something good for Christmas." So,
you know what I would have probably done if that would have happened to me?
What's that?
I'd have said, "Are we in a Hallmark movie?"
Are we in a Hallmark movie? Did you post that on Facebook last week, or did I just see that randomly? I'm going to have to find it and repost it.
You did repost it.
Did I? What has like 100 versions, 4 actors, and 3 plots? Hallmark movies.
Yeah, you either posted it, or I think you let me see. I'll just look right now. I'll go right to the phone.
I'm pretty sure I reposted that. I'm pretty sure I did.
I think maybe.
Yeah.
No, I guess not. No, I thought maybe you sent it to me as. Oh, nope. Thought maybe you sent it to me as a text, but no.
I thought maybe I did, but yeah, it was pretty hilarious. It was, and we had talked about that. It's like how every Hallmark Christmas movie is the same. So
you know what? I'm going to stand up for Hallmark. The wife really enjoys Hallmark, And that has been one of my jokes through the years, that every Hallmark movie is the same.
Yes, it is.
They are upping their game this year.
Really?
I mean, yeah, the guy's going to kiss a girl at the end. Okay.
Of course. Of course.
It's going to happen.
Yes.
But the storylines are not all of them. There's still that one with the 5 actresses and the, 3 storylines.
Yeah.
But they have broken the mold, or the mold, I guess I should say,
yeah.
not the mold. They have broken the mold on a few of this season's Christmas movies, I believe.
Wow. And I don't watch them, so I'm going to be the first one to admit it right now. I do not watch Hallmark Channel movies. It's just not my thing. I get it. For a lot of people, they are. I get it.
I probably, because between
Yep.
Hallmark,
yes,
Hallmark movies and mysteries,
yes,
also Family, the Family Channel, or not Family Channel. It used to be called Great American Country, and now it's called Great American Family.
Oh, okay.
They have Christmas movies that are basically Hallmark movies.
Yeah.
And then you have Lifetime, which during the regular year, they show women being beaten, in a relationship gone bad, or someone getting killed, or a babysitter, in love with your husband.
Right.
Really non Hallmark movies. But during Christmas,
they flip the switch.
They flip the switch and play Hallmark style movies. So you're talking, actually, Hallmark has 3 channels. You're talking 5 different channels.
Wow. 24/7 programming. You
can get on a weekend, you can get almost a dozen new movies. And I think my wife and I on both, Saturday and Sunday, probably went through 5 a day.
Wow.
Shoot me now, Bill Stevens.
And I thought I was pretty lame for watching 3 college football games back to back to back. So I get it. Okay. So what I was going to ask is, when you say broke the mold, I mean, yes, it's always at the end, boy meets girl, boy loses girl, boy. So have we done many boy meets boy, girl meets girl?
So far this holiday season, I have not seen a one.
Okay.
Now, usually there's side characters.
Okay.
Side characters will either be interracial marriage or, homosexual marriages.
Right, right.
But most have kind of veered away from that.
Really?
I know there was one that I saw last year. I don't know if it's a Christmas movie, but I know there was a couple last year that the actual couple that at the end of the movie, were like 2 men and 2 women. Yeah, same sex.
Same sex. Interesting, but not this year.
Not during Christmas, anyway. I haven't seen yet.
I'm wondering if that's a conscious decision on their part, or, well, of course it is, because it's television. It's
now again, I'm talking main characters.
Yes, no, I get it.
Not that there isn't gay side character couples.
Sure.
But as far as main characters,
right, the main plot of the movie, right,
have not been any same-sex couples.
Have there been in the past?
I don't know during Christmas, but I know there have been, like this last year.
Right.
Seems like the last year is when it really became prevalent.
Right.
There has been a couple of same-sex stars where they're the main focus.
Right.
Only a couple, though.
Interesting.
Now there's been, many what do I want to say? As far as, ethnic. Yeah, they've been mixed.
Multi-ethnic couples.
Yeah, and colors have been mixed.
Right.
Which I have no problem with that.
No, I don't either.
I don't have
any problem with any of it. I'm just.
I don't even have a problem with the other.
Right.
But they're not my favorite ones. I'll just say that.
And that's and they're not made for you, so that's okay. They're not made for you. So,
but I have watched them because,
right,
I think it's it's also a learning curve that I can by watching them. So I
remember back in our radio days, our former fabulous boss Jim Radford and I was talking to him about something, and I just happened to casually mention that I thought we were playing this song or that song too many times or whatever. And without missing a beat, he said, "This radio station isn't made for you." And I'm like, "What?" He goes, you work here. You don't listen here." I'm like, "You're right. I don't. It's not." So, okay, what does that mean? Well, that means if I'm mom driving the kids around, I want to hear these songs because they're my favorite songs right now, and I'm going to play them a lot. So anyway, just the gist of the story is, if it's not made for me, but the person that it's made for, multi-ethnic couple, same-sex couple, whatever, they're going to enjoy that story, and good for them. If that gets us more people watching and more people, watching our advertising, then it's done its job.
Now to get to another, this is a little, and not a controversy for me and you.
Okay.
But in the television world, a little controversy is going on because there is Hallmark, who has done same-sex couples. They've, that's where it used to be Great American Country, which has now become Great American Family. Has come into swing.
Same-sex movies.
You don't see them.
I don't see them doing things.
They don't. They don't do same-sex. They don't do same-sex marriage.
No.
Now a couple of their, probably 3 or 4 of their Christmas movies I've seen thus so far have a very biblical, like it's the core of the movie.
Interesting. And now, I mean, are they doing that? Are they talking about it that way? Or is it just, notice that it's like, oh, there's a biblical story. There's a story from the Bible kind of woven in there.
No.
Or are they coming right out and saying it?
The one I saw last night, which was actually, last night, it was a Sunday night movie. It was actually on Sunday night. It had Candace Bure, the girl that was in Full House, married the hockey player. She was DJ. She was DJ on Full House. Remember Full House, the movie Full House with the 2 little twins, the Olsen twins?
Oh, Olsen twins. Yes. Okay.
So she's on that channel now.
Okay.
She has moved over from Hallmark.
Okay.
She's very, very spiritual. And I think she has probably some stake in this new company.
Okay.
But her daughter was in one of the movies last night. And and they went through 4 generations, and they talked about different things happening in each generation.
Okay.
And a lot of God stories and the belief in God and all that was all painted throughout the entire movie.
Interesting. And again, if that works for you as a member of the audience, then good for you. And if it's not, don't.
And I will admit, again, I was okay with that.
Right.
Enjoyed the movie.
Right.
I was okay with the one with the same-sex partners.
Right.
Watched it. I guess I don't know how to say this, but I was trying to learn as I watched. Learn and understand. I think that's the key to a lot of these people that are bickering about things like this.
I agree.
I believe you need to learn and try to understand instead of just cutting it off.
Right. Or at least have a level of, I don't want to say acceptance, because I may not accept what you believe at all, but I think there's some, I don't know what the word is yet. I'll figure it out, but there has to be some level of being okay with it for you.
Respect for it.
Respect is awesome. Thank you. Respect is a great word for it. I don't have to believe it. I don't have to be a Buccaneers fan to know that you're a Buccaneers fan. But if you want to be a Buccaneers fan, you go be a Bucs fan all day long. Knock yourself out. That's not my team. I mean, look, how simple is that? I mean, I think, how simple is that analogy? But it works. It's like, I'm not on Team Hallmark Channel, but if you are, I respect that. I'm not on Team Pineapple on Pizza, but if you are, I respect that.
Yeah, I'm on that one too.
I know, and I kind of hate you for it. But
hate is such a strong word.
I just wanted to throw a little division in here. But no, respect. People, there's the word. And it doesn't mean you accept, and it doesn't mean you embrace, and it doesn't even mean you have to agree with it. Just respect someone else's, boy, I'm getting off on this. Just respect someone else's desire or like or whatever. Now, I mean, of course, that you don't cross the line with it's like, okay, I'm a bank robber. Oh, I respect that. No, I don't. You know what I'm saying here. We're not getting into crime, but we're getting into beliefs. Everybody has their own beliefs, and if it's not your belief, no worries.
Now,
they got theirs, you got yours.
Now I hope that now I have black friends, I have gay friends,
sure,
and I even have a comic who is a transgender.
Mm-hmm.
And of all three of those, and I hope to, and I pray that I have never offended any of them. But I will be honest with you, I have asked questions of all, and I have asked questions to all of these friends, not because, well, it's because I'm stupid, I guess maybe, but I'm asking.
No, you just don't know.
I'm asking the questions to try and understand. I respect them all. I mean,
sure,
completely,
sure,
but I don't completely understand. So the questions I asked a lot of and I've asked some pretty deep questions. All three of these friends. Well, I mean, there's more than three, but I mean,
sure.
When I ask, these questions, I am asking to learn as a person, not as disrespecting you or not respecting you. I do want to understand more, though, why you like another guy. Why does my guy friend like another guy? Why does this girl I know like another girl? Why, what does a black person live through? Because I know they go through different things of us white people.
Of course.
And I have been with black comics on the road. I have been, because I worked at a regional Mexican radio station. I have been with Mexicans in a white person's restaurant. I have been with a transgender, I've not been, but I mean, I've been, with them as far as associating with them. Mm-hmm. And I have seen things just in those little interactions that to me just blows my mind.
Right.
Because I've seen how people have reacted to all three of these type, people as being a friend and being out in public with them and
awesome.
Going, oh my God, I understand some of the reason why you feel the way you feel.
That's terrific. I mean, hats off to you, BJ Odom. I mean, that's amazing and cool and wonderful. And yes, keep doing it. And hopefully we're going to set the intention here that when you do ask those questions that, well, because they're your friends, they probably respect, here's that word again, the fact that BJ is just trying to learn more about me. He's not trying to be stupid, sarcastic, whatever. He has an open, and I've done that. I recently, I told you I delivered pizza for Domino's for a few months just to make a few bucks or whatever. Most of course, I'm the oldest guy in the place. That goes without saying. And a lot of them are, different ethnic group, African-American kids, Mexican, whatever. And I've done similar things where it's like, if it's just me and one of the young African-American kids talking or whatever, do you mind if I ask you? And I'll set it up. Do you mind if I ask you something, like this? And I said, I don't want it to sound racial or whatever, but it, like you said, it does have to do with the differences between us. And I just want to understand. And I think if more people approached things that way, wow, how much better this world would be all around. Because like you said, and it doesn't matter. BJ and Bill, two old fat white guys who have been through so much together. We still don't know what's going on in the other guy's head. So just, you can always ask a question. And if it's done in a respectful manner, then the other person hopefully will recognize that and respond in a respectful manner. I think we just solved the whole thing right there.
Yeah. Wow. Geez, we're geniuses.
I don't know if we're geniuses or not, but I think we have laid out a pretty good roadmap for people to maybe give some thought to say, you're not in any, you only walk in your shoes. You know, they always say walk a mile in somebody else's shoes and you'll know how. You can't do it. You can't. You can see what they're experiencing. You can, like you've done with your friends, like I've done with my friends of different races and, you know, ethnicity, color, age, gender, whatever. But there's no way for you to know unless you ask, and then they tell you, and hopefully you can figure it out a little bit for yourself.
And to make this a little bit more of a smiley event, I have also witnessed friends who are in the television industry, where you and I were in the radio industry.
Yes.
And, you know, every once in a while, you know, when we're at Mel's Diner, we would have someone say, oh, you are BJ and Bill.
Yes.
But have you ever, and I know you have friends also when we were in Fort Myers that were in the television world.
Sure.
I ran around with Jim Sion, who was a weather guy for many years. He's now in New Orleans, by the way.
Sure.
You can catch him on a New Orleans TV station, or you might go into one of those jazz clubs and see him playing his tuba in his jazz band in New Orleans.
And he went to New Orleans. How perfect is that for him?
I know, he loves it.
Yeah.
But believe it or not, you know, I would go into a restaurant with like Jim.
Right.
Or what was the Dave that was also Dave, what was his name? The weather guy. He started at Fox and then he went over to Wink. But I don't know why he's going to shoot me if he listens to this podcast, because we're good friends actually.
Oh, it's all right. We won't tell.
And Jim Reef was a good friend. I did things with him before.
Yep.
And you go out into restaurants and stuff with a TV person, people come and say, oh, hi. La, 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 la.
Sure.
Well, when you're on radio, you get away with that. You can still be somewhat of a personality that people know, but they don't know you because they don't see you.
Right.
I don't know why I told you that story, but I just thought it was
it's
story.
It's true. I mean, and you and I would go to Mel's or somewhere like that, and we would, as long as we're eating, nobody cares. You open your mouth and you say something, or you laugh, or you know, one of our something that we say on the radio, and we would say it, you know, somewhere else, and people would go, wait, are you? And then you'd go, yeah, that's me. Yeah.
I don't know how many times I went out to lunch with Jim Sion because we hung out a lot together. We even did a little radio show too on 770 for a while. We did a weekend show together, but people would always come up to him and talk to him, you know, and, oh, you're Jim Sion, or ask you stupid questions like the weather, but they'd always come up, right? You know, here we're eating. And when I saw that, I can only imagine what really, really famous people go through.
Oh man.
Because I don't think I ever went to lunch with Jim Sion where at least 2 or 3 people at minimum came up and talked to him.
Right. It would be hard. It would be really, you know, if you're Shaq, our man Shaq, you know, I mean, well, he's not going anywhere that people don't see him. I mean, for starters, you can't miss him. You know, he kind of like towers over everybody. But even if it was somebody more normal, you know, Steph Curry walks into Mel's Diner, you know, people are going to know. So yeah, or a TV star or a movie star or whatever. Yeah, that I don't know how we got off on that, but yeah, it just doesn't sound like fun to me. So
now we never really went out to lunch, but Kelly Burns, you know,
right.
I used to talk to her at different events, and you know, she would be on the air with us every once in a while, and I always teased how I liked her, and you know, we kind of acted like, I don't know if we acted like it or what, boyfriend and girlfriend, or said things that, I mean, I said things. I know she didn't say things.
Yeah, she didn't know.
But I may have said things that implied that she was my girlfriend from time to time. and I swear to God, she came up to me like 2 or 3 different times while we were, you know, in Fort Myers. I talked to such and such, and she's asked me how my boyfriend BJ was doing.
Oh man. Okay.
I said, I'm thinking, you gotta love it. She wrote that. One more son of a bitch comes up and asks me how my boyfriend BJ is, I'm going to punch him in the face.
And there it is, folks. The highs and the lows of being a media superstar like BJ Odom. All right. Well, look at that. We've gone past our time, but we've had a great time. Look at us. Boy, we powered through this hour, didn't we? That was awesome. Disney stuff, Hallmark stuff, a little bit of football, and a lot of respect, folks. Go out. Respect. Today is the word. It's kind of like Sesame Street. The word of the day is respect. You don't have to like somebody. You don't have to approve of what they do. Just have some respect for their beliefs, because they hopefully will do the same for you. That's so nice. There you go. That's a good way to end things. There you go, mister. How's it going?
That's good.
Good. What are you doing this week? Anything fun?
No.
Got your Christmas shopping done?
No. I don't Christmas shop. I just give money. It's too easy.
Okay. Too easy. Yeah. Kind
But
of too easy.
Tomorrow, dermatologist.
Uh-oh.
If you're a transplant patient, there's a good chance you have skin cancer. And I go like every 6 months, and they got to take at least anywhere from 3 to 6 biopsies. Those little suckers hurt.
Wow.
And then, of course, usually a couple of them, they got to cut open because, we found a little pre-cancer there. We got to cut out of you. I got more scars than
a week old banana.
I got more scars than probably Cher has earrings. I don't know.
And that's a lot, I'm assuming. I wouldn't know, but
I know I wouldn't know either, but I'm thinking, I was trying to think, who's got a lot of earrings? I don't know. I'll just say Cher.
You got more scars than your wife has popcorn buckets.
I got, here's one. That's a good one. Here's another good one. I have more scars than Jelly Roll has tattoos.
Oh man, really? Oh man. That's now that can't unsee that picture. All right, everybody. We'll go out, make it a great week. If you got Christmas shopping to do, be careful out there. Do it with respect. How's that? Oh, that's great. We'll see you again next week. Been a great show today. Awesome. Hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Until next week, have a great week. And it's just up to BJ Odom to say,
see ya.
Hey guys, it is Ryan. I'm not sure if you know this about me, but I'm a bit of a fun fanatic when I can. I like to work, but I like fun too. It's a thing. And now the truth is out there. I can tell you about my favorite place to have fun. Chumba Casino. They have hundreds of social casino style games to choose from with new games released each week. You can play for free anytime, anywhere. And each day brings a new chance to collect daily bonuses. So join me in the fun. Sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.